In old age, 5 red flags reveal the person next to you is evil, the importance of guarding your peace in your golden years. As we age, life teaches us many lessons, some filled with joy, others with hardship. We have learned to cherish good friends, appreciate small moments, and protect our peace. But one of the greatest challenges of old age is recognizing when someone close to us does not have good intentions. Evil does not always arrive with a menacing look or an obvious threat. Sometimes it hides behind a friendly face, a charming smile, or even the pretense of care. It can be a family member, a close friend, or even a caregiver, someone you've trusted for years. In our later years, we deserve companionship that uplifts us, not relationships that drain us. Recognizing these red flags early can protect not just your happiness, but also your health, security, and dignity. Here are 5 powerful warning signs that someone in your life may be more harmful than helpful. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. They undermine your independence and confidence. Aging does not mean losing your ability to think, decide, or take care of yourself. It does not mean you are suddenly incapable, nor does it mean you should surrender your independence to someone else. Yet, there are people who will try to convince you otherwise, not out of love or concern, but out of a hidden desire for control. At first, their words sound harmless, even caring. You don't need to bother with this paperwork. I'll take care of it. There's no need for you to go out alone anymore. I'll handle the errands. You don't have to think about these things. I know what's best for you. It seems like help, doesn't it? But over time, it begins to feel like something else. Decisions are made for you without your input. Your opinions are dismissed with a smile. You hear phrases like, "Don't worry about it," so often that you start believing maybe you shouldn't worry. And then one day, you wake up and realize you don't recognize yourself anymore. What once felt like small acts of assistance has now turned into a life where you are no longer in control. The choices you used to make with confidence now feel out of reach. The routines you once loved are dictated by someone else. The worst part? You didn't even notice it happening. This is how control begins, not with force, but with the slow erosion of your self-trust. A truly supportive person will encourage you to keep doing what you can. They will stand beside you, not in front of you. They will empower you to ask for help when you need it, but they will never make you feel weak for trying. A toxic person, however, will disguise their control as care. They will convince you that letting go of your independence is a natural part of aging, that surrendering your decision-making is just easier. But easier for whom? It is not selfish to want control over your own life. It is not unreasonable to want to make your own choices, no matter your age. If someone in your life repeatedly dismisses your ability to think for yourself, pay attention. Because the moment you stop questioning, the moment you start accepting that you are less capable than you are, is the moment they have won. So what can you do? Start by trusting yourself again. Remember the wisdom you have gathered over the years. You have lived through war and peace, hardship and triumph, loss and love. You are not incapable. Your mind is still sharp. Your instincts are still strong, and your ability to make decisions has not vanished just because your hair has grayed. Stay informed. Know what is happening in your life, your finances, your health, your home. Never let anyone take full control of your world under the pretense of helping you. Ask questions, read, learn, and if you do need assistance, choose someone who truly respects your autonomy. Say no when you need to. If something feels wrong, if a situation makes you uncomfortable, or if you notice someone consistently ignoring your opinions, speak up. A person who truly cares will listen. A person who seeks control will push back. That distinction alone will tell you all you need to know. Above all, remember this. Growing older does not mean losing yourself. It does not mean stepping aside and allowing someone else to dictate your life. The moment you stop fighting for your independence is the moment you allow someone else to take it. And no one, no one, has the right to take away the life you have spent decades building. Hold on to your autonomy. Hold on to your voice. Hold on to the belief that you still matter, because you do. 2. They disregard your boundaries and dismiss your feelings. There comes a time in life when we no longer tolerate unnecessary noise. When we have lived through decades of experience, we know what brings us peace and what disrupts it. We have earned the right to set boundaries, to decide who we let into our lives, what kind of energy we allow in, and how we choose to spend our days. But not everyone respects that. There are people who see boundaries not as a sign of self-respect, but as a challenge to overcome. They push, prod, and test the limits, not because they don't understand them, but because they don't care. They believe their desires, their opinions, their presence should always take priority over your comfort. At first it might seem small. They interrupt when you speak, brush off your concerns, or show up uninvited when you have made it clear you want time alone. If you ask for space, they act hurt. If you express discomfort, they laugh it off. "Oh, don't be so sensitive, I was just joking." You take things too seriously. These are not innocent words. They are designed to make you question yourself, to make you doubt whether your feelings are valid, whether your needs are important. Over time, if you hear it enough, you may start to believe them. You might hesitate to speak up, to say no, to assert what you truly want. You may convince yourself that maybe you are being too difficult, too demanding, too much. But you are not too much. You are simply standing your ground. And anyone who makes you feel guilty for that does not have your best interests at heart. Respect is a two-way street. In any healthy relationship, whether with family, friends, or caregivers, your boundaries should be honored, not challenged. Your time, your emotions, and your personal space are yours to protect. No one has the right to decide how you should feel or how much of yourself you must give to others. So what do you do when someone refuses to listen? When they consistently dismiss your feelings as if they do not matter? First, recognize it for what it is. Disrespect. There is a difference between someone misunderstanding your needs and someone deliberately ignoring them. If a person repeatedly crosses the same lines, no matter how many times you have voiced your concerns, it is no longer a misunderstanding. It is a choice. Second, stand firm. You do not owe anyone an explanation for protecting your peace. You do not need to justify why something makes you uncomfortable. A simple, "I do not like that," or "this does not work for me," is enough. If they respect you, they will listen. If they don't, they will argue, guilt trip, or make you feel unreasonable, and that tells you everything you need to know about their intentions. Lastly, do not be afraid to walk away. Not every relationship is worth saving, and not every person deserves access to your life. If someone continues to dismiss your boundaries, if they refuse to acknowledge your emotions, if their presence brings you more stress than peace, let them go. You have spent too many years learning what makes you happy, what gives you joy, what allows you to feel safe. Do not let anyone take that away from you. A person who truly cares for you will respect your limits, honor your emotions, and value your presence. Anything less is not love. It is control. And your life is far too precious to be lived on someone else's terms. 3. They create conflict and enjoy stirring drama. At this stage of life, peace is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity. We have seen enough storms, walked through enough hardships, and fought enough battles to know that not all conflicts are worth engaging in. We have learned that true happiness is found in quiet moments, in genuine connections, in laughter that comes freely, and in relationships that do not drain us. But some people are not built for peace. They do not thrive in harmony. Instead, they seek conflict, chaos, and control. They are not satisfied unless there is tension in the air, whispers behind closed doors, and unease spreading like wildfire through relationships. At first, their actions may seem subtle, an offhand remark, a question that feels innocent, a comment that plants a seed of doubt. Did you hear what she said about you? I don't want to cause trouble, but I think you should know. I'm just looking out for you. I wouldn't trust them if I were you. And just like that, a thought is planted in your mind, a thought that lingers, that festers, that makes you question people you once trusted. You begin to notice tension where there was none before. Conversations feel different. Relationships seem strained. And suddenly, where there was once unity, there is now division. This is no accident. Some people stir the pot not because they are hurt, but because they enjoy the chaos. They feed on the drama, watching it unfold like a performance they secretly orchestrated. Their power does not come from kindness, but from the ability to influence, to manipulate, to turn people against each other while keeping their own hands clean. And when everything explodes, they stand back and pretend to be the victim. I was only trying to help. I don't know why everyone is so upset. Why is everyone turning on me? But the truth is, they were never innocent. They knew exactly what they were doing. They create conflict because it gives them a sense of importance. Because if they can keep people distracted by petty arguments and broken trust, no one will ever question their true intentions. So how do you protect yourself? First, pay attention to how you feel when you're around them. Do you leave their presence feeling uneasy, anxious, or suspicious of others? Do conversations with them always seem to lead to gossip, negativity, or tension? If so, that is not a coincidence. It is a pattern. Second, refuse to play their game. When someone brings you gossip, ask yourself, does this person have a history of stirring trouble? What do they gain by telling me this? Instead of feeding into it, shut it down. A simple, I don't entertain gossip, or that's between them, I won't get involved, is enough to send a clear message. Lastly, distance yourself from those who thrive on division. You have spent a lifetime building relationships, cherishing friendships, and nurturing connections. Do not let one toxic person unravel that work. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table, and some people are best loved from a distance, or not at all. At this point in life, your time is too precious, your energy too valuable, your peace too sacred to be sacrificed for someone else's drama. You deserve relationships that bring you joy, not exhaustion. You deserve a life filled with kindness, authenticity, and trust. If someone in your life is always surrounded by conflict, if they always seem to be at the center of drama, take a step back and ask yourself, do I want this energy in my life? And if the answer is no, then walk away without hesitation. Because the best way to win against someone who thrives on chaos is to give them nothing to feed on. 4. They take advantage of your trust and generosity. There is a unique kind of wisdom that comes with age, a wisdom that allows us to see beyond words, to recognize intentions, to understand the true nature of people. Yet even the wisest among us can be blindsided by those who exploit kindness, twisting trust into an opportunity for personal gain. We all want to believe in the goodness of others. After all, we have spent a lifetime giving, raising families, helping friends, offering support. Where it was needed, generosity was not just something we did, it was part of who we are. But not everyone sees generosity as an act of love. Some see it as an open door to manipulation, deceit, and control. They start small. I just need a little help, just this once. You're the only one I can count on. I hate to ask, but I have no one else. And because you are a good person, you say yes. But one favor turns into another, and another, and another. Before you know it, your time, your energy, and sometimes even your finances are being drained. Not because you wanted this, but because they made you feel obligated. Because every time you tried to say no, they found a way to make you feel guilty. After everything I've done for you, you can't help me this one time? You wouldn't want to disappoint your family, would you? I guess I just don't matter to you. And so, against your better judgment, you give again and again and again. But here is what you must remember. True generosity is given freely, not extracted through guilt. A person who truly cares for you will never make you feel as though your love must be proven through sacrifice. They will never take from you without giving in return. They will never make you question whether your worth is tied to how much you can provide for them. Those who take advantage of your kindness do not do so by accident. They know exactly what they are doing. They choose their words carefully. They study your reactions. They test the boundaries of what they can ask for and how much they can take before you resist. And when you do resist, they do not apologize. Instead, they make you feel as though you are the problem. I thought you cared about me. I never expected this from you. You've changed. No, you have not changed. You have simply woken up. So how do you protect yourself? First, recognize the pattern. If someone only calls when they need something, if your relationship feels one-sided, if their kindness disappears the moment you stop giving, take note. These are not signs of love. They are signs of manipulation. Second, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. If you feel uneasy every time they ask for something, listen to that feeling. It is your intuition warning you, reminding you that love is not a transaction, and that you do not have to give beyond what you are comfortable with. Third, learn to say no without guilt. No is not a rejection. No is not cruelty. No is a boundary, and boundaries are necessary to protect your peace. If someone reacts badly to you setting a boundary, that is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of their entitlement. And finally, remember this. You are not an ATM. You are not an endless well of favors. You are not responsible for carrying the burdens of others at the expense of your own well-being. You have spent a lifetime giving. Now, in this chapter of your life, you deserve to be surrounded by those who love you for who you are, not for what you can offer. You deserve to feel valued for your wisdom, your presence, your companionship, not for your ability to provide. If someone in your life only reaches out when they need something, if their affection is tied to what you can do for them, if they guilt-trip you into giving more than you want to, step back. You are not selfish for protecting yourself. You are not cold-hearted for choosing your peace. You are simply choosing to value yourself as much as you have always valued others, and that is not wrong. That is necessary. 5. They constantly criticize you, but never acknowledge your successes. There is a kind of poison that does not kill you outright, but instead weakens you, slowly, day by day, word by word. It seeps into your mind through subtle criticisms, dismissive remarks, and a relentless focus on your shortcomings. It is the voice that always finds something wrong, never something right. And if you are not careful, that voice can become your own. We all know that life is about growth, about learning, about striving to be better. But there is a difference between constructive guidance and relentless negativity. A good person will encourage you, help you improve, and celebrate your progress. But a toxic person? They will do everything they can to make sure you never feel like you are enough. Oh, you finally finished that project? Took you long enough. I guess that's nice, but anyone could have done it. That's great, but if you had done it my way, it would have been better. It does not matter what you do, it will never be enough. And so, over time, something happens inside you. You stop sharing your joys because you know they will be dismissed. You stop trying new things because you know they will be criticized. You stop feeling proud of yourself because, no matter how much you accomplish, there is always someone there to tell you it wasn't good enough. And then one day you look in the mirror and wonder when you stopped believing in yourself. Because that is what they wanted all along. You see, people who constantly criticize but never acknowledge your successes do not do so by accident. They do it to control you. When someone chips away at your confidence, they make you easier to manipulate. If they can make you believe you are always falling short, they can make you look to them for approval. And that approval? It never comes. This is not guidance. It is not honesty. It is emotional sabotage. And you must reject it. First, recognize their pattern. Notice how their words make you feel. Do you walk away from conversations feeling encouraged or diminished? Do they ever acknowledge your growth? Or do they only focus on what you lack? Second, separate their words from the truth. Just because someone says something does not make it real. If they tell you you're not capable, that does not make it true. If they dismiss your achievements, that does not make them meaningless. Their opinion is not fact. Third, speak to yourself the way you wish they would speak to you. If they refuse to recognize your successes, then you must remind yourself of what you have overcome, what you have built, what you have achieved. You have spent a lifetime learning, growing, and becoming the person you are today. That is worth celebrating. And finally, stop seeking validation from those who refuse to give it. If someone in your life cannot acknowledge your value, then perhaps they do not deserve a front-row seat in your journey. Not everyone who walks with you deserves to be close to you. Not everyone who speaks deserves to be heard. You have already proven yourself, not to them, but to life itself. You have endured, you have thrived, and you have built a life filled with wisdom and resilience. Do not let the bitterness of another person make you forget that. You do not need their approval. You never did. Protect your peace. Honor your worth. There comes a time in life when you must decide what truly matters, not in the fleeting sense, not in the temporary, surface-level way that so many people live, but in the way that determines the quality of your days, the peace of your heart, and the dignity of your soul. You have lived through enough to know that not everyone who enters your life deserves to stay. Not everyone who smiles is a friend, and not everyone who claims to care truly does. Evil does not always come with a warning sign. It does not always look dangerous. Sometimes it hides in the people closest to you, the ones who drain your energy, undermine your confidence, stir chaos in your world, take advantage of your generosity, and diminish your worth. But here's the truth. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of those who seek to manipulate you. You are not obligated to tolerate relationships that steal your joy. You have the right to choose who gets to be in your life and who does not. You do not need to explain yourself when you walk away from toxicity. You do not need to justify your boundaries. You do not need anyone's permission to protect your peace. Because here's what you must remember. You are still in control. No matter your age, no matter the circumstances, no matter how long you have known someone, you are allowed to put yourself first. You are allowed to demand respect. You are allowed to build a life free from unnecessary conflict, free from manipulation, free from those who refuse to see your worth. And if you have spent years allowing toxic people to remain in your world, do not shame yourself. You are not weak. You are not foolish. You are not naive. You are simply someone who chose to see the good in others, even when they did not deserve it. But now you see clearly. Now you know that your time is too precious, your peace too valuable, your heart too full of wisdom to be wasted on those who do not truly care for you. So, choose wisely. Choose yourself. Choose peace. Because the greatest gift you can give yourself in this chapter of life is the freedom to live on your own terms, with dignity, with love, and without apology. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.